All right. So when you're making a website, you will know from what we've been taught so far is we have HTML to open and close. We have head, which is where the title goes. There is something else that goes in here beginning with S. Our style will also go within the head, so we can put our style there or whatever style you want. You can look back through the previous videos for that. Then we have body, which is where all of the main content appears that you want on your screen. So we've got our H1, which is our heading, H3, which is a smaller version. Remember, 1 is the highest, 3 is the smallest. We've got P for a paragraph. And if you want to put an image in your page, you can use IMG source, all right? Remember, because this is going to be important in this lesson, that when you have images in a folder, you must put the folder location first. So that's what's happened there. I've got image / That means that that image, so if I load that up for you, all right, if I go into images, in that images folder, there is a picture of a computer, okay? Now, what we are going to do next, all right, so I'm going to load up that page again, all right, and open up the HTML code. Now, what we're learning about today is we're learning about web forms. Now, web forms are when you type into a web browser, you know, when you've had to type in the name, your age, maybe you put in an email address, yeah? So web forms are what we use for that. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you a brief example of how to put a web form in. Now, we're going to put that web form underneath this picture. So what you need to do first is you need to do the form action equals, and then you put the email address of where it goes to. So I'm going to have action of mail to rchambers@ags.box.sch.uk. I'm going to say method equals post, and encryption type is text/plain. All right. Now that's not going to show anything up first. That's just going to start off by setting up our contact form. Now, next thing I'm going to do is H3 name, H3, and I'm going to close that. One last thing is I need an input box. Name equals, and I'm giving it a label, ER, all right? Now I'm going to close that just so you can see what it's done. So I'm going to save it. All I need to do is go File and Save. I'm going to go back to this and refresh it. I now have a box that I can type in, all right? So that I now have a box that I can type in that will allow you to put input into a web page. But I want a second box. Am I going to spend ages typing out the same information again and again and again? What do you think? Good, all right? We're lazy. We're computer programmers. Computers do things for us. So all we need to do is copy and paste the next line. And we're going to say, we want to know the person's email address. Am I going to use a label name again? No, I'm not. I'm going to put email in there, all right? Then I might want to comment. I'm going to go again. This time it's going to say comment. And we're going to say again, name, give it a label, comment. But this time, what we're going to do is we're going to change the size of this. Watch. This box size equals 100. File, save. Can you see my comment box? All right, I know it's covered by a Castify logo at the moment, but can you see how the comment box at the bottom is much wider? All right, so that's going to allow me to type much more into that. Last but not least, I want to add some buttons. I might want to clear everything, or I might want to submit it. So what I'm going to do there, all right, is I'm going to add 2 buttons, and we're going to add those in. Input type equals submit. So this is the submit button. value equals send. And then we're going to go input type equals reset, value equals reset. Let's save that. File, save. If I refresh that now, can you see I've got, whenever I type in information and reset, it clears it for me. Reset. If I was to press send, it would open up an email client on the computer and send that email address. All right. It is possible to create forms that go to other pages as well, but that is something that you would need to research and use the time to extend yourself. All right. So that it sends the email through the form. Now, what we are going to do next. So what I would want from you today is you're going to try and create your own form. You don't need to do those fields. You can customize them. All right. It might be that you don't want to comment. You want them to ask a question so that that goes into an email. So you're going to learn to create a comments box today, a form that you can submit. The next skill I'm going to show you in another video is how to insert sounds. So I'm just going to stop sharing this video.